how can you say that the Blessed Virgin Mary can be personally attentive to you at any given moment and at the same time personally attentive to hundreds of thousands or millions of people around the world who are calling upon her? Wouldn't that have to make her omniscient, omnipotent? And even if it doesn't, how do you begin to understand that? I mean, I can't be attentive to two people at once very well.
Right.
Maybe I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great mystery, obviously. But when a soul is in sanctifying grace and then dies in the state of grace and is not in need of purification, that grace is transformed, as St. Thomas would say, into lumen gloriae, the light of glory, which permits our faculties to contemplate God and to enjoy Him directly. What that implies is we can see all things in God, who is omniscient. If that's the case for the Blessed, how much more for Our Lady?
Okay.
She sees all her children in God. In God. And it's only fitting, isn't it? Because her mediation of graces has a character of, it has a maternal character. So it can't be just abstract.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, it's not an abstract mediation. She knows exactly what her children need. And through her intellect and her will, she personally intervenes for each and every one of her children in God.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to wrap your mind around, isn't it? Because I could understand her being attentive to the church as church, like a sort of collective of humanity.
Yeah.
But to know us individually, here's how I try to understand it, and I'd love your feedback and your correction. There's a huge difference. I mean, people don't understand what omnipotence means, maybe, or omniscience means. Like, if someone is being given the grace by God to be attentive to every human being on the planet, there's an infinite difference between that and omnipotence.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Right. That'd be the first thing. The second thing would be, when we look at human inventions in our own day, they seemed impossible 20, 50 years ago. That I could pick up a thing and see my mum on the other side of the planet, for example, in Australia.
Right.
Or, come up with whatever analogy you want, but you go, yeah, that would have seemed insane.
Right.
And even now, I don't understand it. Like, I can pretend. I can say
it's a mystery.
I can say something about,
Yeah.
well, towers and signals, and I don't know what those words really mean. I mean, I think I know what a tower is, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how a phone is made. I don't even really know what plastic is, actually, if I can just be honest with you. I don't know many things. I know nothing about almost everything. And yet, it would appear that I can talk to my mum on the other side of the planet, because it just seems to be the case. And so, all right, so if something that seems impossible can, through the advancement of technology, be possible, then I suppose I can accept in faith that the Blessed Virgin Mary can somehow be attentive to little old Matt Fradd in Florida, while being personally attentive to Pope Leo, etc.
Absolutely.
What do you think of that, and maybe how have you helped to explain this in the past? I'm sure it's come up.
Yeah, so Matt, even she's the mother in the order of grace. Order of grace. So every actual grace, so St. Maximilian would say that usually Catholics only attribute the great graces to Our Lady. Conversion, miracle, things like that. Huge. He said, no, every single grace passes through her hands, through her Immaculate Heart. What that means is she is mediating every single grace. So actual graces are...
Which are what? Grace, I think of help. What does grace mean?
So we can divide it into two, just to simplify it, right? Yep. So sanctifying grace is a supernatural quality inherent in our souls, which makes us, as St. Peter would say, partakers of the divine nature. We become really and truly children of God. Actual graces are transitory supernatural qualities that help us live like children of God. And they're ordered to sanctifying grace. And usually they have, we can just say simplified, 3 roles, right? So actual graces lead to sanctifying grace. So for someone who is not in the state of grace, actual graces are given so they can actually be in the state of grace. Okay. So someone who is converting, someone who has fallen into mortal sin, she gives the grace to get up, go back to confession. So that's one role. It also preserves sanctifying grace. So when we experience temptation, when we are in spiritual desolation, who is helping us there, Matt? Our Blessed Mother. To overcome the temptation, to persevere in the midst of spiritual desolation. And she also, through actual graces, helps us increase sanctifying grace. Every act of love that is more intense, an act of love of God, where does that come from? Our Lady. Every act of faith that is more intense, or the more we grow in our faith, where does that come from? Our Lady. Every single grace passes through her hands because there's no room that says graces. And then if you have Amazon Prime, you can get graces from this room, and then Our Lady gives it like packages. No. St. Maximilian Kolbe says, Our Lady is not like a mailman who delivers random packages to anonymous people. She is a mother who knows her children personally, their specific needs, and in the moment intercedes for them through her intellect, and her will takes the initiative to help her children. She's not a mailman. She's a mother.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I suppose when we start speaking of spiritual realities like this, things get difficult to understand, and we have to use human language so that we can have something to grasp onto.
Right.
But I just don't understand it. I don't know what it means. I barely know what grace means, and I don't know what it means to, quote unquote, go through her immaculate hands. I like it. I accept it.
Yeah.
But it sounds just sort of so poetic that it's either got to be totally true or just, all right, calm down. Like, I don't even know what does it even mean that God's help comes through her? I don't know what that means. I think it was, so you can help me maybe. Maybe you can't, and that wouldn't be your fault. I think it was Alphonsus de Liguori. Did he say that something like, and this is going to, here we go. This is high-octane Marian devotion today. That's what we're doing, aren't we? This is...
What else is there to do, Matt?
You chose the right religious order. Didn't he say something like Christ is the head and Mary is the neck?
St. Bernard.
Okay, sorry.
I believe that was St. Bernard, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like for the longest time we've tried to say to our Protestant friends, like, calm down. And now we're like, you know what? Don't calm down. Strap in. Which I'm here for, actually. I like it.
I love it.
But I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means to say that a finite creature... I understand what it means to say that it was through her that Christ came into the world, and so through him we have salvation. Mm-hmm. I get that. What I don't understand is how we say that now graces, whatever they are, helps from God, are given through her. What does that mean, through her? Like through her intercession, through her activity?
Yeah.
What is that?
So it always implies a personal activity. So her intellect is engaged, her will is engaged.
Wow.
It's a personal causality.
Wow, so she's way more powerful than we think she is then.
Absolutely.
Like she would make Gandalf look the way Gandalf makes me look.
That's
In
right.
other words...
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So next to Gandalf, he'd just look like a beetle.
Like a hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then,
wow.
Matt, we got to remember that she is mother to us, but also to her son for all eternity.
Yeah.
So that's why St. Alphonsus says, her mere requests he receives, the Son of God receives, as commands. Because she is the mother.
All right, I'm nervous. I want you to push on, but I'm nervous. You just said that Mary makes commands of Christ.
No. Let me say this again. He loves her so much, and he wants to live out the fact that he is her son, just like your kids. I'm sure your kids do this. They love your
gosh,
your wife.
They love her. She's very lovable.
Yeah. So anything she asks, they will receive it as commands, right?
Yeah.
Like I just want to please my mom.
Yeah.
So we can say the same in an analogous way. When Our Lady makes a request, the Lord, who is her son, receives them.
And whose will is perfectly aligned with his through
Exactly.
union with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that Mary's making commands that are contrary to the will of God.
No. Because at wedding feast at Cana, it's a perfect example, right? Do whatever he tells you. Do whatever he tells you. And he does it, yeah.
Thanks very much for watching that clip. You can click the link below if you want to watch the full interview, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.